Welcome students to a new series on Mrs.Biology. Today we will solve IGCSE Biology past papers as this allows many more students to benefit from these videos. Today's paper will be the extended paper 2, variant 2, May-June 2022. And remember to make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to receive new videos like this one from Mrs.Biology. Let's begin. Welcome students. Today we'll be doing paper 2, variant 2, May-June 2022 with the extended MCQ questions. Okay, let's start with the first question. Now, all living organisms release energy from nutrient molecules within their cells. What is the name of this characteristic? First of all, releasing energy from nutrient molecules, this metabolism or this process we call respiration. Very simple and easy. Let's read the options. A, growth, sure not. B, nutrition, also not. C, respiration, this is the right answer. D, sensitivity. So the right answer for the first question is C. Moving to question number 2. Which diagram shows a flower from a monocotyledon? Okay, as we can see, they are just showing the flowers with their petals. So we know that monocotyledon, it's around a 3 multiple. That means 3, 6, something like that. And the dicotyledon 4 or 5. So let's count them quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is wrong. This is what dicotyledon. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, also dicotyledon. C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, again A, B, C, dicotyledon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very simple and easy and direct question. So it's D. So question number 2, answer is D. Question number 3. The diagram shows a cross-section through 2 guard cells of a leaf. Now, which labeled structures would also be found in an animal cell? First of all, what are the main differences between plant cell and animal cells? Plant cells, they have the cell wall, they have the central vacuole, they have chloroplast. Okay, what is W? This is the nucleus, so we have it. What is X? I think the cell membrane, we have it. What is Y? It's a chloroplast, we don't have it. What is Z? Z, I think the inner of the cell wall, so we don't have it. That means we are looking for W and X. It's A. Okay, so the right answer for question number 3 is A. The fourth question. The table shows some structures found in the human body. Which row shows the correct level of organization from the simplest structure to the most complex? We all know that we have 5 levels of organization. The first one is the cell. A group of the same cells will move to have a tissue. Different tissues will give me organ. Different organs will give me organ system. Different organ systems will give me the organism. Let's start. Option A. Red blood cells, perfect. Heart, no. This is organ. We should have a tissue. Then after heart we have heart muscle. That means this is wrong because heart muscle is the tissue. So A is wrong. B, heart muscle, we started by tissue. Then circulatory system, again moving directly to the organ system. Red blood cells, no. Also B is wrong. C, red blood cell, this is the simplest, yes. Then heart muscle, this is a tissue. Then heart, so we are moving from cell to the tissue. This is an organ, and the last one, organ system. That means C is the right answer. Let's just check D, heart muscle, this is a tissue, then the cell, that's wrong. So the right answer for question number 4 is C. Moving to question number 5. By which process does oxygen move from a region of higher concentration in the alveoli to a region of lower concentration in the blood? Very simple and easy. Is it osmosis? Sure not, because it's not a water molecule. Is it a breathing? No, this breathing exchanging gases with external environment. Is it diffusion? Yes, it's the passive transport, simple diffusion from high concentration to low. So sure, it's not the active transport. So question number 5, its answer is C. Moving to question number 6. The diagram shows a section through a mesophyll cell of a leaf. Which part is partially permeable? This characteristic is for what? The cell membrane. Let's check. D is what? Central vacuole. C is chloroplast. B is the cell membrane. How did you know? Because A is the outermost layer, which is the cell wall. So question number 6, its answer is B. Now, moving to question number 7. What are the smaller basic units of starch and glycogen? Starch and glycogen are carbohydrate molecules. Okay, so the monomer for both, the monosaccharide is glucose. Let's check. A, amino acid, this is not a protein, this is lipids. Also B, protein, this is, okay, sugar, but one is wrong. C, this is a glucose, that's right, and this is no. So the right answer what? D, both of them, the monosaccharide is glucose. So question number 7, its answer is D. Now, question number 8. A chromosome was analyzed and found to have 6,125 pairs of bases. This is a good information. The type of each base was identified and 2,345 of the bases were guanine. The same amount, the same number, of these bases, we have it what? Cytosine. Okay, how many of the bases in this chromosome are thymine? That means it's the same number of adenine. Now, very simple question. Just please use your calculator. Now, once we have this number of bases, so we need to multiply it by 2 because they mentioned pairs of bases. So 6,125 times 2, that will give me 12,250. Now, knowing that guanine, same number of cytosine, so I will multiply this number of bases by 2. So it will be 2,345 times 2 equals what? 4,690 base of what? Cytosine and guanine. Okay, now what shall I do? This number 12,000 that it contains, let me just highlight adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine all together. Now, what shall I do? I will deduct this number from the whole number. It will be what? 12,250 minus 4,690, which equals 7,560 base. And that includes what? Adenine and thymine. But he's asking me about only thymine, the same number of adenine. So this number divide by 2, which equals 3,780. Okay, so the right answer is what? Is B. Now, let's move to the question number 9. Which type of molecules are enzymes made of? Simple and direct. Proteins, no need to read any option. Simple information. Move to question number 10. Which statement describes the effect of temperature on enzymes? Without reading any option, we all know that high temperature will denature enzymes, not the low temperature. Let's read the options. A. High temperatures denature enzymes, making it difficult for substrate molecule to fit into the active site. This is right 100%, but let's read the rest. B. High temperatures denature enzymes, making it easy for substrate. How it's easy? This is wrong, so B is wrong. C. Low temperature never denature. Also, this is wrong. D. Low temperatures denature. Also, this is wrong. So directly we will circle A. Moving to question number 11. The statements describe some of the events that occur in a plant after light energy is absorbed by chlorophyll. In which order do these events occur? As I mentioned, please, if you forget something, okay, try to know the beginning and the end of this process. So the beginning, very simple. Sure, we will change the light to chemical in order to use it. To use it to give what? To use it in order to give glucose. Okay, let's read them. 1. Convert it to chemical energy. So I will focus with this. This is the first one. Okay. So sure, this is the first one. I will exclude B and C, skills of excluding answer, and I will focus with A and D. Now, after converting it to chemical energy, sure, by photosynthesis they will produce what? The glucose. So 1, then 4. I have it here 1 and 4, also in D 1 and 4. Now, which is before which? Converted to sucrose for translocation, or starch is stored in the roots or seeds? I think even if you did not remember the right answer, you should understand that 2 must be before 3. The sucrose is the disaccharide, then the extra that will be stored, the polysaccharide, the starch. So then 2 and 3, that means the order will be 1, 4, 2 and 3, which is not applied on A. This is D. So the right answer for question number 11 is D. Question number 12. A deficiency of magnesium ions can cause a plant leaves to become yellow between the leaf veins. What is the reason for this? A. Increase chlorophyll production. Listen, chlorophyll, it's the pigment that will help in giving the green color because it will absorb all colors and reflect green. So A is wrong. Increase the protein. Protein, it's not related. Decrease the chlorophyll production. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, so the right answer is C because again, indeed, they spoke about protein and protein, it's not related to this issue. So question number 12, its answer is C. Moving to question number 13. The table shows some different components in a balanced diet. Which row correctly matches the components to the reasons why they are needed? Okay, the function and the job for each one, vitamin D, water, and fats. Okay, start with the first one. Vitamin D, it's for insulation. No, this is for whom? For the fat. Bone growth, yes, it's for bone growth. Transport, this is for water to make hemoglobin. It's not related to vitamin D. Let's move to water. Water for bone growth, no. Water is for transport, yes, not to make hemoglobin or to do insulation. Moving to fats, to make hemoglobin, no. Insulation, yes, that's right. Bone growth, no. Transport, so it seems that the right answer here is what? Is B. Moving to question number 14. Which process involves the removal of material from the rectum? Very simple and easy. Digestion or ingestion or chemical digestion or mechanical digestion? Sure, very simple question. Sure, it's the first one, which is digestion. So the right answer for 14 is A. Number 15. The diagram shows a cross-section of part of a plant. Which part of the plant is shown and what is the tissue labeled H? Guys, if you studied well, you will understand. This is a cross-section in a root, and not only a root, it's a dicot because the xylem in an X form. So what is H? This is a phloem. We solved it. Now, moving down here, the plant part, sure, it should be the root, and H, it's the phloem. So the right answer is A. Moving to question number 16. The apparatus shown can be used to investigate the effect of temperature and humidity on the rate of transpiration. Which set of conditions would give the highest rate of transpiration and the greatest decrease in mass? Okay, let's see. Logically speaking, the temperature and humidity. With high temperature, or warm temperature, transpiration will increase and the mass will decrease. With high humidity, the transpiration will decrease. So let's see. Temperature cool, cool, so we'll cancel A and B without thinking. Temperature warm, warm, C and D. Yes, we look at them. If the humidity is high, that means the transpiration will not be in a high rate. But if the humidity is low, yes, the transpiration will increase. So the right answer, quickly, is D, not C. Question number 17. People are sometimes born with a hole in the heart. This is caused by a gap in the septum, as shown. It's clear here. If the gap in the septum is not repaired, it causes the person to become breathless more quickly. What is a possible explanation for this? Now, why the person become breathless? Because the deoxygenated will mix with oxygenated and that will decrease the concentration of oxygen, so it will be hard for the person to breathe well. Let's read the options. A. Deoxygenated blood in the left atrium mixes with oxygenated blood from the right atrium. We have two mistakes here. First of all, the gap, the hole between ventricles, not the atria. Then, in the left atrium, we have the oxygenated, not the deoxygenated, so A is wrong. Moving to B. Deoxygenated blood in the right atrium mixes with oxygenated blood from the left atrium. Again, the same concept, the hole between the ventricles, not the atrium. Let's move to C and D. Let me just scroll it up. C. Oxygenated blood in the left ventricle, this one, yes, mixes with deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle, which is right. I will circle it. Okay, let's read D only. Oxygenated blood in the right ventricle. Actually, it's deoxygenated. No need to continue, so also D is wrong. That means the right answer for question 17 is C. Moving to question number 18. Now, the flow diagram shows stages in blood clotting. Great. What is component X? Let's read. Components of a blood involved in a clotting circulate the body. Okay. Blood vessel walls are damaged. Fine. What happens now? Component X is converted to component Y. Then component Y forms a mesh, then blood loss and pathogen. In order to make it clear, let me just take you to this diagram. Here you go. As we see, because of the damage, we have different clotting factors that change from one form to another. We have a prothrombin to thrombin, and we have fibrinogen to fibrin. But I will tell you from now, he's talking about the fibrinogen and fibrin. Why? Let's see. Let's go back, okay? Because in the choices, he did not mention the prothrombin. So what is the component? The component X that changed to Y, it is the fibrinogen that changed to fibrin, okay? Moving to question number 19. Here, what is an example of passive immunity? Passive immunity means we will receive already antibodies. A. Immunity against influenza after an individual has been infected with the influenza virus. This is active immunity, sure, because the body will do the work. B. The formation of memory cells in response to a cholera infection. Again, the formation, that means the body do the work, that means it's active. C. Giving chickenpox antibodies to people at risk of developing severe infection. That means we are giving them, it's ready. C is the right answer, but let's check with D. Vaccination against measles where harmless version of the virus is given. That means this is active, so the only passive immunity is C. Let's do question number 20. What happens at the start of inspiration, of inhaling? Now, for what? For the internal intercostal muscle, the external, and the diaphragm, also the volume of thorax or the thoracic cavity. Okay? To remind you, let me take you to this diagram. Very simple and easy. The inhalation process, the left picture, not the right. The right is the exhalation. Okay, here what will happen during inhalation? Okay, the thorax volume will increase because we will inflate our lungs. What will happen with the diaphragm contraction? During that, what happens with the muscles? The internal costal, sure, it will relax to give the space. At the same time, the external costal, what will happen with it? Will contract. Taking you back to the question options, we will see internal costal contracts. No, this is wrong, so I will not choose it. Also be the same, I will focus with C and D. Okay, internal will relax, that's right. External will contract, that's right. For diaphragm, it should contract, not relax. So, and the volume increase, both of them. So the right answer here is C, sure, it's not D. Moving to question number 21. Germinating seeds respire aerobically, that means with oxygen, to release energy that can be used for growth. The balanced equation for aerobic respiration in seeds can be represented as shown. Q plus R will give S plus T. Okay, so these codes now we were related to the options. Which row gives the balanced equation for aerobic respiration in seeds? Aerobic respiration, that means we need the glucose with oxygen. That means A is wrong and C is wrong. Fine. Now, what will happen? This is, we have glucose, that's right. We have oxygen because it's aerobic. No, it's not water, it's a product. So it's very clear that the option B is the right answer because we are using oxygen for aerobic respiration. So D also is wrong. Okay, let's move to question number 22. During vigorous exercise, lactic acid builds up in muscles, leading to an oxygen debt. And that's what happens. Okay, which statement describes a stage in the removal of the oxygen debt during recovery? During recovery, yes, the athlete or the person that stopped doing this exercise, okay, after stopping this exercise, what will happen? Start panting, deep breath to collect as much as he can from oxygen. In order to do what? In order to get rid from lactic acid that will give the burning feelings in the muscles, via blood and take it to where? To liver, okay, to change it for glucose. Now, let's search for the right answer. It's anaerobic respiration. Sure, not, we are talking about recovery stage, so we need what? Oxygen. So A and C, we will exclude them directly. So we have now B and D. B, aerobic respiration breaks down lactic acid in the muscles. Come on, we will take it from muscles. So also B is wrong. Only we have now D. Aerobic respiration breaks down lactic acid in the liver. Okay, that's right. So the right answer for question number 22 is D. Question 23. The table shows the concentration of sodium ions in a blood plasma in glomerular filtrate, the liquid that passes through the glomerulus, and in urine. It's very clear here. Now, what is the percentage concentration of sodium ions reabsorbed in the kidney tubules? Very simple. We will deduct the urine concentration from the filtrate. Now, 141, please use your calculator, minus 127, and that will give us what? 14. Because we need the percentage, so we will divide it by the full amount, the filtrate. So 14 divide by 141. I did the calculations. I found it will equal 0.099. And now we need the percentage, so we will multiply it by 100%. That will give me what? 9.9%. And this is B. So the right answer for question 23 is B. Now moving to question number 24. Which effects does adrenaline have on blood glucose concentration, okay, and pulse rate? As simple as that. Adrenaline hormone is for actions like fight or flight. So we need high amount of energy. What does that mean? We need high level of sugar, of glucose. Why? Because we will want to do cell respiration at a high rate to receive more energy. Because of that, because of this energy, pulse rate will increase to have more oxygen by breathing. So let's search for that. So blood glucose must increase. I will just focus with A and B, and I'll cancel C and D. Increase, and the pulse rate also increase. So only B is right. That means A here is wrong because the pulse rate will not reduce. That means the right answer here is what? Is B. Moving to question number 25. The concentration of glucose in the blood is controlled by negative feedback. I think you know what I mean by negative feedback. Okay? Now, when blood glucose concentration falls too low, we have to choose between liver and pancreas releases the hormone from glucagon or glycogen. Okay? This hormone causes cells to break down also glycogen or a glucagon to glucose, which is released into the blood. Which words correctly complete gaps 1, 2, and 3? Listen, if you did not remember anything, just think that is a glycogen is a hormone? Actually, no. The hormone is only glucagon. And that like a key or a clue for your answer. Anyways, when a blood glucose concentration falls too low, pancreas releases which hormone? Glucagon. Glucagon work in the opposite way of insulin. Insulin, once we have high blood sugar, the pancreas will release it to make it low. But glucagon will be released from pancreas in order to what? In order to increase the blood sugar. Then what will happen? This hormone causes cells to break down also what? The glucose that will be released from glycogen. So it will break down the glycogen inside the liver. So let's start. A is liver, B is liver. We will not go for them. Let's think about C and D. From the pancreas, sure, it will be releases. And it's a glucagon, not glycogen. Glycogen is not a hormone. And moving to number 3, breaking down glycogen, sure, to release glucose, and by this way we will increase the blood sugar. So the right answer here is what? Is C, not A, B, or D. Question number 26. A young maize seedling is grown from a seed. The seedling is placed on its side and left in a room with a light source for several days. Okay. What will happen to the young shoot? To the young shoot, because the direction of light coming from here, okay, so the shoot will go and bend upward. Why? Because of auxin hormone. Let me read the options. A. Auxin becomes concentrated in the lower part of the shoot and the shoot grows toward the light. This is 100% right. I will explain it again. Once the direction of the light from this side, so the auxin hormone will escape and accumulate, concentrate in the shaded area here. And what will happen? Because of auxin hormone, it will enhance and stimulate the cells to become longer, elongate the cells. That's why it will become longer and bend toward the light. For me, A is right, but let's read the rest of options. Okay, now B. Auxin becomes concentrated in the upper part. That's wrong. So B is wrong. C. Auxin is evenly distributed in the shoot and the shoot grows toward the light. It's not evenly distributed. We said it hates and dislikes the light. D. Auxin is evenly again distributed. Again, the same statement is wrong. No. So the right answer here is what? Is A. Moving to question number 27. What is an adaptive feature of sperm? Okay. A. Large stores of energy. No, because it has large amount of mitochondria to produce energy. No, A is wrong. B. Enzymes in the acrosome. Yes, in order to penetrate the egg. But let's continue. C. Jelly coating that changes after fertilization. No, nothing changed, so this is wrong. D. Diploid nucleus. Sure, it's haploid with a half number. That's why the right answer now here is B, because it contains enzymes in the acrosome to penetrate the egg. Moving to question number 28. Now, the list contains statements about sexual and asexual reproduction in plants. Which statements describe asexual reproduction in plants? Let's read one by one. The first one, it promotes genetic variation. Come on, genetic variation means sexual, and here we are looking for asexual, so one is wrong. Depends on this point, I can exclude directly A and B because they contains one. 2, it requires self-pollination. Come on, self-pollination means I have answer. That means there's a male and we have the owl for female. Also 2 is wrong. As you see, 2 only available with the first 2 choices. That means I'm on the right track. 3, it requires meiosis. Meiosis for what? To produce a sperm and egg. Again, 3 is wrong. It's clear now. Also D is wrong. Why? Because D contains option 3. Let's continue. 4, it produces offspring that are identical to the parent. That's right, 100%. 5, it allows the population to increase rapidly. Sure, because it will not take too much time once it's asexually. That means only 4 and 5 are the right statements. So the right answer here is C. 29. The graph shows the levels of 2 hormones during a 28-day menstrual cycle. Which hormones are represented by X and Y on the graph? Y, it's clear, but X, if you focus a little bit, you'll find tiny dots. Please, it will raise at day 14 and it will fall down. Then Y, after 14 days, it will raise. I think I knew which hormones they are talking about. Let's look at the options. FSH, estrogen, the first one. Sure, it's not FSH. Or LH on FSH. No, let me just show you this diagram that will help you to remember. Okay, as you see here, FSH and LH, they will raise just only at day 14 for ovulation. But if you look at the estrogen moving up, and then progesterone, okay, and you know estrogen for ovulation, progesterone also, and estrogen for the thickening of the endometrium. So if we go back, what we will find, we exclude A as we mentioned, okay, and we exclude B. So X, it should be estrogen as I showed you. Then Y is a progesterone. D, progesterone, no, it's wrong. So the right answer for this question is C. Let's go to question number 30. Before meiosis takes place, a cell has 24 chromosomes. How many chromosomes will be found in each of the cells that are produced by meiosis? Very simple question. Sure, this is diploid. It will be haploid. That means 24 by 2. The right answer is B. It will be 12. Great. Question number 31. When a horse with red hair, genotype HR capital R capital, breeds with a horse with white hair, genotype HW capital W capital, it seems this is codominance. The offspring have red and white hair, genotype HR capital HW capital. These horses are described as having roan-colored hair. Yes, this is an example of codominance, as I mentioned. When 2 horses with roan-colored hair are bred together, what is the chance of their offspring also having roan-colored hair? As simple as that. Let's do the Punnett squares. The Punnett square, okay, let's do it. So we have 2 wrong colors, so we will distribute the allele HW, HR capital, here also H R capital HW. So what is the chance of their offspring also having roan colored? Let's see the first one, R capital W, the second one R capital, I mean red color, the third one white, both of them, the fourth one roan color. Okay, so 2 out of 4, that means it should be 50%. The right answer should be C, because we have here a wrong color and we have here a wrong color. Question number 32. The diagram shows a hydrophyte. What is an adaptive feature of this hydrophyte? Hydrophyte, it's not like the xerophyte. Xerophyte live in a dry areas and hydrophyte inside the water, like a lily flower. Now, option A, no stomata on the upper surface or the lower surface of the leaves. Sure, we have stomata, a lot of stomata at the upper surface because it's already soaked in water, so A is wrong. B, a network of large air spaces inside the leaves. I think this is right because this type of plant will float. But let's go for C first. Leaf stalks containing many xylem vessels for support. Why do we need xylem? It's for water and it's already inside the water. D, a thick waxy cuticle on the lower surface of the leaves. Cuticle, it's to prevent transpiration or to minimize it. Okay, the evaporation of water, and the lower side it's already inside the water, so D also wrong. That means the right answer here is what? Is B. Moving to question number 33. Okay, sickle cell anemia is a genetic disorder which results in severe illness in homozygous individuals. In some human populations, being heterozygous can be beneficial. What could be the reason for this? Now, for sickle cell anemia, it's a recessive autosomal disease. Great. Let's read. A, heterozygous individuals are not affected by the disorder. That's right. But is this beneficial? No. B, heterozygous individuals are more resistant to malaria. That's right. This is even in your textbook you will find this information, but let's go to read C and D to confirm it. C, the disorder is caused by a dominant allele. Sorry, it's by recessive. Okay, so C is wrong. D, the disorder is sex linked. Actually, it's autosomal. That means B is the right answer for question 33. Moving to question number 34. Which statement about selective breeding is correct? A, it does not involve humans. That's wrong. It involves a struggle for survival. Why do we need it then? It always involves only one parent. Also, that's wrong. D, it involves parents that possess desirable features, and this is the definition actually of selective breeding. That means question number 34 answer is D. 35. The diagram shows part of the carbon cycle. Which process is shown by the arrows labeled X? As we can see, X, this process return the carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. Very simple one. Sure, it's not the combustion. Fossilization, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis will release oxygen, will consume the carbon dioxide, not release it to the atmosphere. Respiration, yes, that's right. So the right answer here is the respiration, by breathing. So we are releasing carbon dioxide. X is respiration. Moving to question number 36. A herd of red deer live in a forest that contains snakes and a large variety of birds. Okay, this is a big community. Which group of organism is an example of a population? Simple. All the animals in the forest? No. All the red deer in the forest? Yes, that's right. But let's make sure. All the organisms in the forest? Again, no. All the plants in the forest? No, because the plant, it's not only one type. So we go for answer B. Moving to question number 37. With which kingdoms do bacteria share the same genetic code? With all, it should be. Animal, plant, fungus, and protoctist? Yes. Animal, plant, and fungus only? No. Animal and plant only? Animal only? They're not very simple information. So the right answer is A, with all. Moving to question number 38. Which process makes use of a genetically engineered organism? Okay, using bacteria to produce insulin, that's right, 100%, because we inserted the genes with their plasmid to make the insulin. But let's read the rest. Using enzymes in biological washing powders, it's a normal chemical reactions, no. Using pectinase, this is an enzyme in a fruit juice production, no. Using yeast to produce ethanol, this is a normal procedure, but it's not related to genetics, so the right answer is A. Question number 39. What is the reason for conserving plant species? A, to absorb oxygen from the air. That's wrong, they are releasing oxygen. B, to decrease rainfall. Not related. C, actually it's not decrease rainfall. By transpiration they will increase the rainfall. C, to obtain drugs from medicinal use. Yes, we are using this. D, to release carbon dioxide into the air. Actually no, they consume the carbon dioxide, so we will go with option C. Moving to question number 40. The food web shows the feeding relationships in a woodland. If all the chaffinches in the food web die here, okay, which effect would this have? Okay, chaffinches, it's the food for the hawks that will be affected, so maybe they will affect it, the population will decrease. And for caterpillars will increase because chaffinches feed on caterpillars. Okay, let's read. The amount of damage to trees will increase. Caterpillars will increase, so because the chaffinches will not eat them, so they will eat more trees. A makes sense. Let's move to B. The food supply for a gray squirrel will increase. This is a gray squirrel. The food supply for them trees, no. That the damage will increase, no, so B is wrong. C, the number of wood pigeon will increase. Come on, it will be affected because the trees will damage will increase. That means they will not find enough, okay, for them, as a population to eat. Now D, the population of caterpillars will decrease. No, as I mentioned, it will increase because the chaffinches died. So the right answer here is what? Is A. Thank you. We have now finished this paper. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you can receive the next IGCSE video from Mrs. Biology. And if you have any queries, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.